and so much more.
Boy, all top, popping up, cross town, got it in him, bending through in the hood, yellow tags, he gon' juke. Sunland, remix, sweater wit, keep it lit. We the new Delphos, better park, Melrose, ride kinda, let's go, whole hood behind me.
Visualize a win tonight, then go out and take it.
Looking good, MP.
MP, you're my favorite player, man. You always deliver.
There are still seats available for upcoming games. Please go to the nearest ticket booth and get yours today.
Good news then, fans. If you're still looking for tickets to upcoming home games, visit the ticket booth or the team's website for a few remaining seats.
Welcome and happy holidays from 2K Sports. It's time for NBA action. With Coach Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge is with us as well. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. Taking a look at Brooklyn, quite a season they've assembled here, guys. Perched up there in first place and playing terrific basketball game in and game out.
Seeing where the Nets are, they've been on a tremendous run this season. All the pieces were in place coming into the year, and they haven't missed a beat. Great chemistry, great coaching, and potential to do some great things in the postseason.
Yeah, no one is taking them lightly. This is a team with everything you really need to make some noise in the playoffs.
And a look at the starters for San Antonio. Up in the front court, it'll be Vassell and Barnes. In the backcourt, it's the veteran Paul paired with Castle. And it's Wembanyama in at center. And for Brooklyn, they've got Cameron Johnson. Whitehead out there with D'Angelo Russell. Then there's Prez. And it's Lewis in at the 3 slot. GA, we are right in the thick of the season. What's an overlooked challenge for these players right now?
Staying fresh.
And another assist for him.
And when it comes to the most proficient floor generals right now, he tops the list.
And looking at past great point guards, floor generals in the NBA, he's still right at the top. At least top 3.
Yeah, only John Stockton and Jason Kidd are ahead of him. And he's close to Kidd's mark right now. That's the next domino to fall.
Ball finds Wembanyama over Prez. A shot by Wembanyama, no good. Brooklyn Nets come into this one after a win against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
Yeah, facing that hostile crowd, they've just found a way to kind of tune out the noise and focus on the game.
Give a lot of credit to this coaching staff for preparing them for that kind of environment. They went in and just executed their game plan. Well, you love the unselfishness, makes the next pass, and enables his team to capitalize on the possession.
A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Wembanyama sets a screen for Vassell. 6 on the shot clock. Paul for 3. The rebound by Johnson. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Thanks very much. Had a chance to talk with head coach Jorge Fernandez, and I asked him, how do you contend with the size and skill of Victor Wembanyama? He said, every night we see this guy do something no one has ever seen before. It's kind of like dealing with the unknown. A whole new kind of player needs new schemes. So we'll see some inventiveness out there on the defensive side tonight, Kevin.
Thanks, David. Chalk up 2 there.
An active competitor. Russell won't go down without a fight, especially around the rim.
Pass to Castle. And it's Vassell in the corner. Barnes outside, looking to end the run. Sinks the triple.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Down low. Prez passes to Johnson. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
And the coaching staff has to be happy with how they've shot the ball here early on.
And now we're being joined by our 2K insider, Shams Charania, who's calling in with a good story. Shams, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. Well, the Spurs with some experienced additions, bringing in Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes, their mentorship is likely just as valuable to this young roster as their contributions on the court. And with legendary head coach Greg Popovich, they're creating an environment for growth in San Antonio. They're really building things the right way, guys.
All right, Shams, we appreciate the report. Ball against Johnson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Paul is truly the prototypical point guard. He's got a high IQ, takes care of the ball, and he prioritizes setting up his teammates.
Spurs making a switch here. Mamu Kelishvili is checked in.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
He had a nice open look right there.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, here's Wembanyama. He sinks the 11-footer.
Showing he's more than just an interior threat. Wembanyama also possesses that reliable jump shot.
And Claxton throws it down.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Spurs trail by 6. Paul for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Paul's got 5 points so far.
And look at Paul's focus. He is completely locked in on his shot.
Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. The shot by Wilson, no good.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. To the paint. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Yeah, I'd consider calling timeout right away after that one. The defense has to be better there.
Russell against Paul. Pass to Castle. Here's Mamu Kelishvili. He's looking for Wembanyama and finds him. A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through 1. It's the Nets leading by 5. Live from Brook. A whole new lineup here for Brooklyn. Whitehead deciding where to go with it. Here's Prez. A three-pointer is right on target. Prez has got his second bucket tonight.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest and block.
On the court for San Antonio. In the backcourt, it's the veteran Paul paired with Castle. Then there's Harrison Barnes. Then it's Victor Wembanyama. And it's Mamu Kelishvili in at the power forward position. Nets leading by 9. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Prez, no good. Spurs shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. All right, Stan, let's put that coaching hat back on you. How in the world would you game plan for a player like Victor Wembanyama?
Well, that's a great question, Kevin, and there are no great answers because he's so good. I think when you're guarding him, you want to be as physical as you can and keep him as far away from the basket as possible to negate his length. Defensively, or when you're on offense, his defense, I think you want to use his instincts to block shots against him, take the ball at him, draw him, and get the ball to open people.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, but if it were that good, it would work more often against the guy that good.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Well, Prez in the last matchup against the Bucks was tremendous. He had 27 points, and both from the foul line and the floor, he was making his shots out there. They've been piling up win after win, and it's because of how efficient he's been for them. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Greg, it was obvious. He was having a lot of fun out there. Tremendous victory.
I'll tell you, he may have been enjoying himself, but whoever was matched up against him certainly wasn't.
Yeah, well, winning is usually fun, especially when you have it going like he did.
Paul outside. Pass to Castle. Just 5 on the clock. Now Wembanyama. Claxton covering. And the rejection by Claxton. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. We come back right after this.
Please direct your attention to center court.
Looks like it's really coming together. Kenny, any advice for the potential participants?
Well, you try to stay loose. Don't get in your own.
And looking now at that first half where everything was going wrong for the Spurs.
Yeah, their defensive effort.
And that concludes.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You look at Prez in this game, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, the passing he brings to the table on full display through the first 2 quarters.
Well, it's nothing new for him. They are at their best when he's setting the table like that.
They've got Lewis. Prez out there with Johnson. And there's D'Angelo Russell, and it's Whitehead in at the 2 spot. And that's the group for Jordi Fernandez as we begin the second half. Hey, Stan, we've heard talk about players not heaving up a shot at the buzzer to protect their shooting percentage. Have you run into that at all?
Oh, Kevin, that definitely happens. Players are concerned about all of those numbers, shooting percentages being one of them, because they become a factor in contract negotiations. But they have to realize, number one, you've got to do what gives your team a chance to win. And number two, with all the analytics, teams separate out what they call heaves at the end of quarters.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Here's Paul. Pass to Castle. San Antonio again missing. Prez kicks to Russell. An easy 2 points on the layup. Russell's got 11.
And look at Russell bringing the intensity. He's stronger now, willing to mix it up inside no matter who's on it.
Yeah, this is when they need to lean on him more. Get him the ball and let him build some momentum.
Nets passing it around. Prez. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson. Johnson's got 3 assists now in this one. And it's Paul with the ball for the Spurs. It's a 16-point game. Pass to Castle. Banked in off the glass. Castle's got his first points in this one.
A bigger guard, 6'6" Castle, can just overwhelm defenders. Impressive for his age.
And finish off by Prez.
Well, he's a bit of an undersized center. However, his leaping ability can certainly mask that.
Wembanyama, a screen on Russell. To the middle. Wembanyama passes to Barnes. And the dunk by Barnes.
Oh, nice setup by Wembanyama. On top of everything else, this guy has an incredible IQ.
And really, Stan, Victor Wembanyama has a chance to be one of those paradigm-shifting players. Don't you agree?
Oh, no doubt, Kevin. First of all, there are not going to be very many 7'4" guys come along and then come with the skills that he has on a court, the length, his mobility.
Nets leading by 18. On the court right now for the Spurs. And it's Branham in at the 2. Whitehead passes to Lewis. Here's Prez. Lays it up and banks it in. Prez has got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for the Nets. Here's McLaughlin to the inside. And that one's good. Bessie.
And they've really gotten on track here in the second half. After that shaky start, the field goal percentage steadily climbing. They couldn't make anything in that first break.
Lewis with the 3, hits the three-point bomb.
Late reaction defensively. He quickly takes advantage, grows their lead.
Yeah, look, the truth is, he doesn't need much space anyway. But that one was too easy.
Here's Champagnie driving inside. Johnson with the rebound. Just over a minute played here in the 4th. Inside. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless. Building this lead in every way possible.
Passing, no good.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
To the middle. Outside for Lewis. Here's Whitehead. Outside Russell. And the Nets, another 3.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
Well, clearly the defense has had no answer for them. Might be time to try something different.
Here's McLaughlin. He's guarded by Russell. And a few years back, the NBA coach decided to change how they do take fouls. It appears it's had the impact they wanted, don't you think?
I certainly do, Kevin. I thought it was a great rule change. There's almost nothing more exciting in NBA basketball than the fast break. And take fouls were limiting that. Now that we've gotten rid of those, we're really getting to see the athleticism of NBA players.
Yeah, because we want to see the finish, don't we? We want to see what happens when they do get off on that kind of break.
That's where the excitement happens.
Here's Mamu Kelishvili. San Antonio again missing. Pass to Whitehead. Over in the corner, Prez. Here's Johnson. Rebound, San Antonio. Mamu Kelishvili has got rebound number 5 here tonight. To the inside. To end the cold streak. They get it back. Here's Champagnie. Gets an open look and hits.
Really good job there. That's the definition of the inside-out game.
The three from Johnson buries it from three-point range. Johnson's got 5 points in the quarter.
Heavy incoming from beyond the arc, a key part of their initiative this entire fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's always a little risky to lean this hard on the three-point shot, but when you're knocking him down, you might as well keep riding it.
Bassey, the pass to McLaughlin. Over Russell. McLaughlin, no good.
Yeah, loose coverage by the defense, but he just couldn't make them pay.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Brooklyn.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Preds.
Well, we saw some exceptional passes from him tonight. His vision did a lot to elevate their offense.
Brooklyn with the ball. They're on a 17-4 run right now. Lewis with the three, drops in the tray.
And it's just competing, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
Here's Champagnie. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. So now for Greg Anthony, Stan Van Gundy, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.
Good game, FP.
You earned that one.
Good win. Let's keep it going. Drink plenty of fluids. Win the swamp tonight.
MP, you're about to go off.
Happy holidays, everyone. Welcome to our coverage of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Brian Anderson. I'm here with Hall of Famers Grant Hill and Doris Burke, our reporter, Allie LaForce. And let's take a look now at some numbers for Franz Wagner.
And his foul shooting has looked a little weaker over the last 5 games compared to where he was the rest of the season. I know how frustrating that can be, and I'm sure he's eager to turn it around.
Now let's check out the starters for Brooklyn. We've got Cameron Johnson, and it's Prez in at the center position. And for Orlando, Wagner and Banchero, the talented forward pair. The backcourt is Suggs and Caldwell Pope, and it's Carter in at the 5. Approaching the midway point of the season now, Grant, how much do players want to be named an all-star?
You know, B.A., I'd say for the young guys and for guys in their twilight years too, it means a lot. But for the guys that have done it a few times before, you know, sometimes that weekend off is a nice reset button.
And so it's Russell who brings up the ball for Brooklyn. 30 straight for them is incredible. They now only trail the 71-72 Lakers for the longest winning streak in NBA history.
This is truly an all-time streak, and we're not talking about just for this franchise. We're talking about in the history of this league. The consistent dominance is something so rarely seen. You have to keep reminding yourself to settle in and watch these guys work.
And as he's gotten more comfortable in the league, Carter Jr.'s assist numbers have gone up, a sign the game is slowing down for him. And setting the tempo with an assertive move, like Where was the defense on that play?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Now here's Wagner. In his last outing, he had 11 points. Carter, good.
Just terrific offense right there. Carter Jr. almost automatic from that spot.
Well, after a decade of uncertainty, Magic fans now have a lot to cheer about.
This is the most optimism they've had around the team since the Dwight Howard era. And it centers around their young star, Paolo Banchero. He is going to be a force for a very long time.
Carter, a screen on Johnson. Banchero against Johnson. Wagner for three. And it's Whitehead with a rebound. The Nets have gone 3 of 3 so far from the floor. Stolen by Carter. Here's Banchero. Oh, Banchero throws it down.
And this is why you must push Banchero out of the paint, or else he'll slam it all over you.
Here's Prez. On target from range. Prez has got 7.
And I love their energy so far. They're now 4 for 4 from the field.
To the paint. Here's Carter. And it's slammed in by Carter.
Boy, you see Carter Jr. use every bit of that 7'5" wingspan. Boy, is tough to guard around the rim. Look out.
Here's Prez. 7 points in the game. Pass to Lewis. There's the 3. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, Prez in their last game against the Spurs was all business. He dropped in 16 points and moved the ball well, feeding the hot hands. You look at his stats overall, he was just everywhere that night. Brian?
And the only question now, how does he follow up that performance?
Yeah, each night comes with different challenges, and I'm sure their opponent has seen the film.
What you love about this guy, though, is even when the defense adjusts to what he's doing, he'll make an adjustment right back. He is always ready with a counter.
Count that one.
Oh, too big, too strong. It'll take more than that to stop Banchero.
Grant, you look at the development path of Franz Wagner. Not surprising he had an easier transition to the NBA.
Well, think about this, B.A. I mean, he played against men very early in Germany, splitting time in Euroball, and at Michigan let him really develop in multiple ways. So he's seen it all and is still so young.
And Orlando has possession, following the bucket by the Nets. Carter. Oh, a dunk and a foul! A powerhouse! We've got a timeout from Jamal Mosley. He's going to talk it over with his guys. This game coming on the heels of their win versus the Knicks.
And that game was all about the depth they have on this roster. Their role players stepped up when they needed it most.
And that's exactly what happened. Guys came off the bench ready to play. The offense didn't miss a beat. Well, instead of forcing it all the way to the cup, he just goes with that little teardrop.
So on the floor for Brooklyn, they've got D'Angelo Russell, and it's Lewis in at the 3 slot. Whitehead can't get it to go. Orlando shooting 71%. Their offense has looked unstoppable all game long. And Banchero no good. Brooklyn has gone 0 for 2 from outside in the second quarter. Prez, the pass to Lewis. Here's Prez. The 3 from Russell. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
Arguably the most dangerous weapon in D'Angelo Russell's arsenal. This guy is a problem for the defense.
Anthony feeling it out a bit. For 3, sinks it from distance.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Lewis passes to Whitehead. Down low. Here's Prez. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
See, to me, the more D'Angelo Russell passes the basketball, the better his team is. Encouraging to see him focus on it.
Here's Anthony. And Anthony slams it in.
Woo! When you finish like that, you deserve to brag.
Impressive. No question.
How about that from your point guard, gentlemen? Playing big at the rim, okay?
And just shredding apart the defense with his passing. He's helping to pace this offense so well.
And I think they count on him for that. He is a tone setter, extremely unselfish.
Isaac, the pass to Batadze. Brooklyn pulls it in. Coming into this, having notched a win against San Antonio in their last game.
It was an all-out effort on defense. I mean, they stepped up for one another and helped each other out so well on this end.
We talk about multiple efforts on the defensive end, and I thought, boy, that was good old-fashioned focus, team effort. What a win.
Here's Black. He's got 5. Here's the break. With the 10-footer, Anthony grabs the board. Magic trail by 6. Here's Black. Pass to Batadze. And here's Banchero. 6 to shoot. Using his size, Banchero gets by inside.
And their offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
Here's Lewis. Here's the 3. Gets the 3 to fall. Lewis has got 10 points.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
And we've got a timeout from Jamal Mosley. He wants to review the game plan. And a new group getting ready for Orlando. Wendell Carter, he's checked in for Isaac. Wagner comes in for Paolo Banchero. Caldwell Pope's checked in for Anthony. And Suggs is subbed in for Black. Now here's Wagner. Yet to see a basket. Carter can't get it to go. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Nick Claxton, despite his relatively slender frame, is a hard-nosed defender. He said, "I bow down to no one. Every time I step on the court, I always have that chip on my shoulder. That's just the fiery competitor that I am. At the end of the day, I know what I'll hang my hat on, the defensive side of the ball." Brian?
Okay, Allie, thanks for that. Here's Batadze, and there's the drive. Brooklyn pulls it in. Last time they met in Brooklyn.
And they won that last game between these teams easily, posting a scorching hot field goal percentage.
Melton passes to Prez. Russell from outside. And again, it's Brooklyn from deep.
A dozen consecutive points off of threes. This defense looks rattled.
Outside, Caldwell Pope. Back to Suggs. Wagner on the wing. Pass to Carter. Outside, Caldwell Pope. Can they get it? Oh, can't get it. Misses his first attempt. And so it's Russell who brings up the ball for the Nets. When this game is done, they'll be off to Toronto, taking on the Raptors. It's the second game of 3 on the road.
The assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today.
Now Suggs. 11 points for him last game against New York. Up and over Russell. He hits the back iron and sinks it.
You got to appreciate the consistency. Night in and night out, he brings it.
Here's Prez. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets in a good situation, up by 13 points to close the quarter. Up big because of their three-point shooting. Just going to town from downtown tonight. We'll be right back with you shortly.
Greetings, Shaq Kenny and EJ here as we tip off the show with a look at our mid-season Eastern Conference standings.
When I look at the Nets, I had them as a top team before the season, and now I'm picking them to make the finals. Tell me I'm wrong, Kenny. You can't, because I'm right. 2 + 2 is 5.
And as much as it pains me, I have to agree with Big Fat.
Now we'll take a look back at that first half. What an all-around performance it was for the Nets.
They're passing on point, reading the defense and reacting. Kenny, I wish you'd react this fast when I asked you to pass the cinnamon rolls.
I'm just trying to watch out for them carbs for you, big fella. Just watching out those carbs.
Thanks, as always, for watching. Let's head back to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the second half.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. Well, Grant, we know non-shooting big men can clog the paint, but if they know where to move off the ball, that certainly helps.
Yeah, you know, big men who know those circle actions, like flashing to the open spot when their man gives help, they often end up with easy looks inside.
Banchero and Carter Jr. make up the front court. On the wings, it's Caldwell Pope and Wagner, and it's Suggs in at the 1. That's who's out there for Orlando. Now here's Banchero. Out of bounds, magic ball as Orlando keeps possession. And now a peek at some of the players competing for a spot in the dunk contest. All of them true dunk artists who can do some spectacular things in the air.
And I can't wait to see what these guys have dreamed up this year. The level of athleticism and creativity that goes into this contest is what makes it so incredible to watch.
Well, you look at Banchero, he's a long shot at this point, but you never know.
Well, we'll just have to see. But I personally would love seeing him in the dunk contest.
And there you have it. This year's dunk contest field looks incredible. We'll keep you up to date in the voting.
That is always a highlight of All-Star Weekend. Watching guys just fly through the air. And I enjoy watching all of the guys on that list slam it home.
I tell you, watch out when Jalen Suggs gets downhill. The athleticism is on display.
I'll say this, Banchero is a guy that opponents can't forget about for a second. And you see it in all the defensive attention he gets. Teams show him all kinds of different looks, and he draws a bunch of double teams in isolation. Here's Wagner, following the bucket by the Nets. Caldwell Pope, the pass to Banchero. From distance, Paolo.
They've struggled, but hey, you cannot lay it at his feet. Offensively, he's getting it done. Oh, not the defensive effort they need to cut into the lead.
Boy, good call. You have to at least try to protect the rim.
They're just too slow to react. You can't afford to sleepwalk through possessions. What's going on out there?
Inside. Boom! Banchero!
Yeah, that play shows Banchero's strength and his determination.
For Brooklyn, Sharp comes in for Johnson, and it's Johnson in for Russell. Well, Grant, we've heard some out there say dynasties are dead, and these days there are a lot of teams contending for titles.
Well, the NBA is happy to see all the competition, but, you know, this league has been defined over the decades by dynasties. We'll see if their epitaph has been written.
Orlando with the ball, following the bucket by Brooklyn. Pass to Wagner. Nails it from beyond the arc. Wagner's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Prez, the pass to Lewis. Oh, he can't miss. 8 for 8 after that shot.
You want to talk about a perfect performance? He hasn't missed a shot all night. Incredible.
Banchero outside. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by in the second half. Oh, Banchero throws it down.
I mean, it's incredible. Banchero can be so dominant. A young player with such a promising future.
Here's Prez. Pass to Whitehead. Here's Prez. Back to Johnson. This one for 3. Counted from distance. And the Nets lead by 11.
Listen, even average three-point shooters are going to make that shot. Defense must be better.
Carter, the pass to Caldwell Pope. Here's Wagner. Prez grabs the board.
And it's amazing. Their slim advantage on the board seems a lot larger than it is.
Here's Lewis. Oh, he's been lethal. Connecting again, making him 9 for 9.
I'll tell you, the team is simply riding the hot hand. This guy has been lights out.
Outside, Caldwell Pope. And there's a pick. Pass to Wagner. Beyond the arc. Sharp grabs the miss.
He's been off this whole period, unable to sustain any kind of consistency.
Prez, the pass to Lewis. And a miss there on the triple.
Well, 2 long-range bombs in the first, but that's stalled out right now.
Johnson against Caldwell Pope. Black's checked in for Caldwell Pope. And a change for the Nets. Wilson's checked in for Whitehead. 59 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Black, guarded by Sharp. Outside Carter, just 5 to shoot. Pass to Black, 4-3. Brooklyn pulls it in. Here's Wilson. The three is up. Pure from three-point range. Wilson's got 5 now.
I just love the ball movement.
Shot to stop the run. Sharp grabs the miss.
He's lost his rhythm completely this quarter, but he's determined to stay after it.
There's a 4-second difference between the shot and game clock. And that one's good. Wilson.
How about the timing? Could be the difference between an assist and a turnover. Nice delivery.
Here's Black, 5 points in the game. To the middle. Here's Banchero. Off with the layup.
It's obvious they're becoming frustrated. Nothing seems to be going their way.
It's just been one of those games, and they need to find a way to turn it around before it gets complete.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets, feeling confident. 18-point lead to end that quarter. Their efficiency has been off the charts. They're running their sets well with patience and purpose. And don't go far. We'll be right back. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Now, I know he's a big man, but he's got some point guard in him if he's making passes like this.
I'll tell you, in today's game, you want skill and decision-making at every position.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. On the floor for the Nets, DeAnthony Melton out there with D'Angelo Russell. Then it's Nicholas Claxton. Then there's Johnson. And it's Prez in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Pass to Banchero. Now here's Isaac. Hey, expanding his range. Rebounded by Johnson.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
The three from Russell. It's hauled in by the Magic. Here's Black. And Claxton comes to help. Here's Black. Back to Banchero. From downtown. Orlando again missing.
That's not his spot, but given the lack of defense, you'd like to see him knock that one down.
Pass to Johnson. Let's go with a three, and the three-pointer goes.
Lackluster defense, showing no desire to chase shooters off that line.
And it's Anthony with the ball for the Magic. Melton on the double. Here's Black. Jacks up a three. Claxton with a rebound. Claxton's got his 5th rebound in this one. Melton outside. Outside Russell. Launches a three. And the Nets another three.
That's a nuanced understanding of pick and roll play. D'Angelo Russell, nicely done.
For Orlando, they've got none of their shots to go in this final quarter. 0 for 4. Oh, Banchero throws it down.
Well, he's still battling, doing everything possible to keep them in this game.
Left side, Russell. No good there. Oh, great D that time from Isaac. The Magic have gotten only 1 of 5 to fall here in the fourth. Melton on the double. The open shot, Isaac. Brooklyn pulls it in. Claxton's got 6 rebounds in the game. To the inside. Johnson passes to Prez. And the Nets another three.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
It's like he's doing pull-ups on the rim.
Looked like a schoolyard playground right there. Brooklyn has gotten 3 threes to fall out of 4 attempts here in the fourth. Melton passes to Prez. A strong finish under heavy pressure from the D. Prez has got 21 points in the game. For Orlando, they've gone 2 for 7 from the field here in the fourth. Not great. Pass to Anthony. To the middle. Here's Banchero. Oh, Banchero throws it down.
Well, you watch Paolo Banchero and the offensive arsenal. This guy is just built to score the ball.
Here's Prez. And again, it's Brooklyn from deep.
They're really employing a deep range initiative here in the fourth, and it's working.
It feels like they have worked their perimeter game to perfection, swinging the ball, cashing in from the outside. What a performance.
Banchero no good. Here's Batase. Drops in the layup for two.
It's safe to say they have dominated this game. The game wasn't even as close as the score says in a great win for the Nets.
They ran the fast break beautifully all night long. It was a huge part of their success.
It's so true. They clearly ran the floor well, constantly putting pressure on the defense. Just a tremendous effort.
And you look at their record after tonight, 30 wins on the year.
And for the year, this will be the third win in 4 games against this team. They really brought it tonight.
And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for Prez.
So impressed with this performance today. He was confident, he was composed, and the defense just didn't know how to adjust.
Here's Black. Batase attacking. Oh, there's a killer two-hand slam.
Well, what he lacks in size for a typical center, he makes up for with all that athleticism. Boy, can he elevate.
Outside Russell. Pass to Claxton. And here's Russell. Now here's Claxton. 6 on the shot clock. Russell to pass to Prez. Oh, rejected by Isaac.
Well, that's 6'11", sending it back. Jonathan Isaac. Woohoo!
And they came in here with some attitude, and it brought out their best play.
And I couldn't agree more. What makes it that much more impressive, they're doing it on the road.
Here's Black. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. A statement road victory. So impressive.
Statement indeed, B.A. It was in enemy territory, but they controlled the game and took the crowd completely out of it. That's how you win on the road.
Well, folks, that's...
Great win tonight, MP. Man, everything feels just a little off. Let's win and go home.
You were the top rookie last month and every month.
At 6'8" forward, number 4, Scottie Barnes.
There is no better way to start off the new year than with the NBA here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony as well as Brent Barry. And we'll be catching up a bit from the sideline with David Aldridge. And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now, here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. They tell a great story. You look at the Celtics. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And right now, Brooklyn, they've blown away the so-called experts' opinions. People who didn't realize how high their ceiling really was.
So the Nets starting 5. You've got Russell. Lewis is out there with Cameron Johnson. Then there's Prez. And it's Whitehead in at the shooting guard. And for the Raptors, in at the forward spots, we'll see Barrett and Barnes. Then it's Grady Dick. Then there's Chris Boucher. And it's Shed in at the 1. Ah, what better way to start a new year than with NBA hoops. Craig, not feeling tired, are you? We got a long way to go here, partner.
Oh, I'm feeling good. Hopefully, these players can say the same. I'm sure many of them did stay up a wee bit past their bedtime last night.
Now here's Prez, coming off a stellar performance against Orlando.
Well, recognizing D'Angelo Russell has become a scorer, he's got to go back to his natural instincts to make plays. He did there.
Pass to Boucher. Dick with it. He gets that one.
An efficient start here offensively, working it inside for the easy 2.
Prez passes to Lewis. Prez kicks to Johnson. Drains the three-pointer.
That's what makes Johnson so difficult to guard. He's got that quick trigger.
Here's Toronto. It's a three-point game. It's clocked. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. And just about a minute into the first quarter. And here's Barnes for 3. They get it again. Pass to Shed. Boucher the screen. Just 5 to shoot. Misses the 3.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often. And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed. He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
Here's Barrett after the made shot from Prez. Barnes screen on Lewis. Here's Barrett. Pass to Shed. Dick in the corner. Lets the 3 fly. Rebound, Brooklyn. And you know what? We've run out of superlatives to describe this club. They've been untouchable. 31 straight wins. You hear me? 31. And sometimes it looks like they're not even breaking a sweat.
Well, this squad has been on an unreal tear through the competition to this point. No question, this is going to end up being one of the greatest all-time streaks that we have ever seen. How far can these guys go? And what's going to be the factor in the game that ends this streak? That's going to be interesting.
Oh. And Kevin, even though they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular, and he did.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it. And they're bringing you up close and personal on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam.
And not really played as a playmaker, Cam Johnson with the smart play, just giving it up.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Well, Prez in the last matchup against Orlando was tremendous. He ended up with 26 points, and his passing was a cut above, with a ton of assists on the night. A mind-blowing effort, one that's going to be hard to repeat, but hard to bet against him. Kevin?
Excellent, David. Thank you. Greg, how impressive was it watching him completely take over?
Unstoppable. They won that game because of his effort and just his overall relentlessness.
Yeah, going up against a team that had no answer for him. We'll see if it plays out the exact same way here tonight.
Shed, that's good.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Here's Prez, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Yeah, nice, strong finish there. Nearly a three-point opportunity.
Brooklyn making some changes. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Johnson. And it's DeAnthony Melton in for Lewis. A shot's good from Claxton.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Pass to Ingram. Ball's knocked loose. Melton passes to Prez. Here's Whitehead. Bangs home the trifecta. Whitehead's got 6.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Ingram outside. There's the 3. Brooklyn with the rebound. There's 45 seconds left to play here in the first. The 3. It's rebounded by Scotty Barnes. Raptors trail by 15. Pass to Ingram. Fires from way outside. That one falls. Coming off Lawson Steve.
I love the confidence. B.I. from way out there.
Fires for 3. Shots good by Whitehead. 9 points in the game so far.
Yeah, they built up this lead 3 points at a time.
Well, a lot of importance placed on outside shooting, and tonight you can see why after that kind of quarter, exploding from the perimeter.
To the paint. Russell from long range. And the Nets, another 3.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Well, if there were 4 or 5 boxes to check in terms of the game plan tonight, they might have checked 6. I mean, they're doing everything out there.
And so it's Brooklyn. Both teams making substitutions here. Raptors have gone just 33% from the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. Just 3 of 9. They've got R.J. Barrett. It's Boucher out there with Barnes. Then it's Ingram. And it's Shed in at the point guard position. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. The 15-footer, and that one's good. Ingram.
No one's stopping Brandon Ingram when he's in that pull-up game. He's just too long.
There aren't too many players with a skill set as diverse as Brandon Ingram.
Yes, Kevin, you got to appreciate the tools that Brandon Ingram possesses. That comes with a lot of hard work. But this guy can score over smaller defenders. He's creative enough to draw contact against bigger guys and use that quickness. He's always been a scorer, but his playmaking ability over the past couple seasons, that's something that's growing and is giving them a chance to be very competitive. Now, there's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
Whitehead's shot is off.
He's going to be shaking his head on that one. Knows he missed an easy one.
Yeah, you can't make them all, and you for sure you'll want him taking that kind of shot.
Here's Wilson. Sinks the three-pointer.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Pass to Barrett. There's 45 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. And the dunk by Boucher.
RJ's movement right there did a great job of keeping the defense off balance, and he worked to create that opening.
Shot's good by Wilson.
pushing the action, getting others involved. He does it time and time again.
Nice to play with a point guard that takes pride in playmaking. It makes you move around just a little bit faster to get open spots.
Nets passing it around. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And it's Russell in the corner over Boucher. And Russell with the basket on the assist from Prez. Russell's got 5.
No hesitation as D'Angelo Russell, someone who does not lack confidence.
Elbow shot is on the way. And it's Ingram missing.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
And so it's Brooklyn holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
I'll say this. Yeah, you want to protect the paint. But when you're getting killed from long range, you have to make the adjustment defensively.
And how about we move it on over for a preview of who we might be seeing. And that'll do it for...
Welcome back. The calendar has flipped over, and so have we, into the second half of our broadcast. And you know, Greg, we're seeing so many teams utilizing the dribble handoff.
And it really forces the defense into a bad spot, can create situations where the offense has an advantage, and then it allows you to kind of seek out the matchup.
Setting the floor for the Nets. You've got Prez, D'Angelo Russell out there with Whitehead. Then it's Johnson, and it's Lewis in at the 3. Here's Shed. He's guarded by Russell. Now Dick. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Goes up at the stripe. Johnson with the rebound.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Shots good by Whitehead.
And their balanced effort at both ends has hushed this crowd.
All night long, in control of the pace, and you don't want to let go of that rope right now.
Down low. Dick in the corner. Pass to Barrett. Here's Dick. This one for 3. Buries the long-range jumper. 5 points in the game.
And now it's Dick knocking down a 3 of his own. Grady ready to answer.
Here's Prez, and finish off by Prez.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. 90 seconds now into the second half. Outside Barrett. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. R.J. Barrett has established himself as a guy who can play a lot of different roles. Brent, a very versatile player.
A versatile player, Kevin, for sure, and the scoring has been there, but I don't think that's what you rely on with R.J. Barrett. You want him to be a complementary player that plays in different positions on the floor to put the defense at a disadvantage. He's that skilled, and he has that ability to grow that way.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Hey, Kevin, this summer we saw the NBA break up its draft into 2 days. The next idea, a bigger break between the draft and the start of free agency. The common thread is giving front offices more time to strategize around these highly consequential decision periods, the NBA calendar. Kevin?
Interesting, DA. Thank you. From past the arc. Rebounded by the Nets. Claxton's got his 4th rebound in this one.
Yeah, starting the half here 1 for 5, and the offense might need an ironing out.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Pass to Boucher. Now Dick shoots over Melton. Dick, that's good. 7 points for Grady Dick.
So much balance with Dick's in the air. Always able to square his chest and make a confident stroke.
Johnson, the pass to Claxton. Prez, count that one. Prez has got 7 now in this quarter.
Sweet to be a difference maker in the game, and he's been a great option for them on these possessions.
Barnes outside. Here's Dick. And the 3 off target. Brooklyn's gotten the 3 ball working for them in the second half. They've hit 3 out of 3 shots from long range. And finished off by Prez.
D'Lo at that size has great court vision and a great pass.
1:31 left to play in the third. Outside Barrett. Here's Dick. He's got 7. Can't hit from in close. Russell inside, working on Boucher, and Russell gets it to go.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Toronto's gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the third. Boucher in the post. Outside Barrett. Knocks down the 3 ball. Barrett's got 5 points so far.
Barrett had some time to focus there, and he made that one count.
Prez finds Johnson. Can he keep it going? And there's Prez on the assist by Russell. 18 points for Prez.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
We've got 33 seconds left here in the third quarter. Pass to Barrett. Boucher sets a screen for Barrett. Boucher kicks to Barrett. And a miss there on the triple.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
On the wing, Melton. Good on the triple.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Well, the thing is, they're controlling the pace right now, and if that was the mantra for them at halftime, they've carried it out.
And so it's Brooklyn with a major 39-point lead here at the end of the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense, and we'll be back with you shortly. And there have been going out now with a whole new group. And then for Brooklyn, Prez comes in for Sharp, and it's Whitehead in for Martin. Inside. And it's Toronto with the rebound. 29 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Outside Barrett. Pass to Boucher. There's the triple. And that one is off.
And not a way to get out of a funk. He needs to be looking for good, solid, more efficient shots. Not the wild one he took there.
Here's Watford. Another possession, another assist.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they control the game and just...
Solid effort tonight on both ends. These cheeseheads are something else. Let's quiet them down.
My boy is just all around